we want to win the championship. I mean, that's our ambition. Somebody will win and somebody will lose.
And this is Schumacher taking third place.
I really can't describe it. I mean, it's something crazy.
In the world of motorsports, there are a few names as legendary as Micheal Schumacher. A 7-time Formula 1 world champion, Schumacher's impact on the sport cannot be overstated. But Schumacher's journey to becoming one of the greatest drivers of all time began long before his days in Formula 1. Micheal Schumacher was born on the 3rd of January 1969 in Hürth, a small town near Cologne, Germany. He grew up in a family that loved motorsports, and it was only natural that he would start racing go-karts at the age of 4.
Nur Micheal Schumacher gerät in Schwierigkeiten. Beim Reifenwechsel auf dem Startplatz war ein Rad nicht hundertprozentig genau justiert worden.
Schumacher's talent was undeniable. He quickly rose through the ranks of go-kart racing and eventually made his way to Formula 3.
É exatamente o que se fala, a presença de Nelson Piquet na Ligier na próxima temporada.
In 1991, Schumacher made his debut in Formula 1, driving for the Jordan team at the Belgian Grand Prix. He got the attention of the motorsport world by qualifying 7th, but his race was cut short due to an engine failure.
With the clutch, I have no more traction, and I think something is broken in the clutch or in the gearbox, I don't know.
He nipped through, and once again the two Benetons tied together, and Schumacher fighting back instantly.
After a brief stint with Jordan, Schumacher moved on to Benetton, where he won his first 2 world championships in 1994 and 1995. But it wasn't just Schumacher's raw talent that led to his success. He was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his ability to push his car to its limits.
Das reicht nicht, es kracht, aber Villeneuve bleibt draußen.
In 1996, Schumacher made a move to Ferrari, where he would spend the next decade of his career. It was a challenging time for the team, which had not won a world championship since 1979. But Schumacher's arrival marked the beginning of a new era for Ferrari. Over the next decade, Schumacher would win 5 more championships with Ferrari, becoming the most successful driver in the team's history. His partnership with team principal Jean Todt and chief engineer Ross Brown was instrumental in turning Ferrari into a dominant force in the sport.
And now I just like to concentrate on these last 3 wins and make it or finish it in style.
In 2006, Schumacher announced his retirement from Formula 1, but his impact on the sport was far from over. After a 3-year hiatus as a consultant to Ferrari, 41-year-old Micheal Schumacher succumbed to the lure of driving for the new Mercedes team headed by Ross Brown. Critics questioned the multiple champion's decision to risk his reputation in the sport that was once his personal playground. He gave his best but made it to the podium only once during this 3-year comeback.
I've decided to retire by the end of the year, although I'm still able and capable to compete with the best drivers that are around.
After a difficult few years with Mercedes, he decided to quit the sport in 2012, paving the way for a new generation of world-class drivers, playing a crucial part in the domination of Mercedes the years after.
Micheal Schumacher, the most successful driver in Formula 1 history, is still critically ill tonight after suffering severe brain injuries when he fell and hit his head while skiing in the French Alps.
In 2013, Schumacher suffered a severe head injury while skiing in the French Alps. He was placed in a medically induced coma for several months and underwent multiple surgeries. His condition remains private, but it is known that he requires full-time care. Schumacher has been in rehabilitation since leaving the hospital in 2014. His condition has been kept private and little is known about his current state of health.
There was never a doubt. He was totally devoted to it, and it's a tragedy what's happened, but he's a lovely human being. I mean, the work he did away from motor racing, which he always kept quiet about, and he's a lovely guy.
Micheal Schumacher's legacy in Formula 1 is undeniable. He holds many records, including 7 World Championships, 91 Grand Prix wins and 68 pole positions. He was a true pioneer of the sport, paving the way for future generations of drivers.
Well, I think it's very simple. Coming from Germany, when I started karting, Micheal won his first World Championship, so it has always been Micheal that I've been looking up to.
But this wasn't the end of the Schumacher name in the sport. Schumacher's legacy lives on through his son, Mick. Like his father, Mick began his racing career in karting before moving up to Formula 3 and eventually Formula 2. In 2021, Mick made his Formula 1 debut with Haas.
Schumacher and then Lewis Hamilton, and Schumacher has got that DRS behind his teammate Kevin Magnussen.
Mick had big shoes to fill, but he was determined to make a name for himself in the sport. Unfortunately, the flashes of brilliance he has shown were overshadowed by the many mistakes he made. As a result, he got dropped by Haas and got replaced by Nico Hülkenberg. It didn't end there for Mick. After he got dropped, he managed to get a place as reserve driver for Mercedes, the team where his father retired. This opened the door for a possible return in the foreseeable future.
Michael Schumacher, excellent sportsman that he is.
As the world of motorsport continues to evolve, one thing remains constant: the legacy of Michael Schumacher. His impact on the sport will never be forgotten, and his name will forever be etched in the annals of racing history.